Welcome to the Shed and Shine podcast. I am Gino Wickman. This is where Rob Dube and I help driven entrepreneurs shed their shit, free their true selves, unlock true entrepreneurial freedom, and shine. We truly appreciate you taking the time to spend with us, and we hope to make a huge impact on you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rob Dube, and I am here with my good friend, Gino Wickman. Gino, great to see you again today. How are you?
You as well, my friend. I am great.
Fantastic. So, Gino, today we're going to be discussing the 10 disciplines for managing and maximizing your energy. What we're going to do is we're going to create context for these disciplines so you, the listener, understand why they're so important and impactful in managing and maximizing your energy and why that even matters. So my favorite starting question, I think, at almost every podcast so far is, Gino, could you help us by providing context?
Well, I would love to, Rob, because I love creating context. So as I think about where we are on this journey and this journey of releasing podcasts, I have been waiting 20 plus episodes to get to this place. And so if we look back at the first 20 plus episodes, it has really been talking about the what, for lack of a better term, and really getting into those three discoveries for freeing your true self. And so really getting into understanding being driven and really getting into understanding that all decisions are made out of love or fear and understanding that you can be driven and have peace. And so we've gone really deep into that. And if we look at the amount of time, it's probably been 80% of the time, but I'm kind of guessing. But the point is, up until now out there, those of you that have listened to every episode, you've been listening to the what. We're now shifting to the how. This is where the magic happens. This is where the fun begins. And so we are going to go deep into the 10 disciplines for maximizing your energy, your impact, and your inner peace. And on that, I want to point out, we've talked a lot about in those first 20 episodes, your inner world and your outer world and the power of really mastering your inner world and your outer world. What's really powerful about the 10 disciplines is they're going to help you do both. And so in the next episode, that's where you and I are going to go deep. Rob and I are going to go deep into each one of the 10 disciplines. And again, this episode is really about context. So I want to make you aware and help you become aware that we are going deep into the understanding of both how they will help you master the outer and the inner world. With that said, the 10 disciplines have a synergistic effect. And so what we urge you to do out there is to please implement all 10 of them in your life. Again, they have that synergistic effect where 1 + 1 = 3. You will get more out of implementing all 10 than you will just kind of implementing one and 1 for 1 or 2 for 2. So please understand that. And then the last thing I want to say on this contextual point is the idea here is that the 10 disciplines, when implemented in your life, create a foundation, a framework, a system for creating time and space in your life to do this wonderful work to free your true self and, again, make that bigger impact on the world while experiencing inner peace. And so there's my jumping off contextual point. I turn it back over to you. And as always, we'll probably do a little back and forth as we help out.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the things that we see clients noticing is a positive shift in their energy. What happens is they're vibrating higher and more regularly because they are clearer. They have clearer boundaries. And that leads to that inner peace that you talk about. Actually, time begins to slow down for them. Now, I want to talk about the word discipline and what we mean by that, because it's intentionally applying standards to achieve a meaningful objective. And don't forget, the meaningful objective here is freeing your true self. So, Gino, I want to ask you, what about energy? Some people think about energy in terms of physical energy. Is this vibrational energy, physical energy, or both? Can you speak to that a little bit and how that shows up?
Yeah, well, the short answer is I would say both and all other forms of energy. And I don't even know what other forms of energy there are out there, but both is saying that you will start to notice with these disciplines in your life that you just have more spirit. I'm trying to think of a different word than energy, stamina, drive. So I'm trying to pick a better or different or another way of saying that. In addition to, so you just have more motivation. It's that inside out thing that is occurring in addition to vibrating higher, just simply feeling better. Your energy will literally feel better because you're vibrating more at that love level than you have been at that fear level. So it's a little bit of all of it.
Yeah, yeah. You get that greatest asset back of your life, in your life, which is your time. And when you have that time back, your mind, which is busy, your mind is busy. And when you get that clarity in your mind, everything changes. And so another important thing, part of what the disciplines do is they help you understand yourself. And this is you understanding who you are and why you're doing the things that you're doing. Sometimes I have found, I'm curious how you feel about this, Gino, that people find themselves going down paths and they're not really sure or even thinking about why they're on the path that they're on. What do you think about that and how this applies to the disciplines?
Well, so I look at that as I answer that. That's more of an outcome. It's just a natural outcome. And I'm purposely picking like 3 of the disciplines because if you know your 10-year thinking, in other words, what you look like in 10 years, when you know thyself, and when you are saying no to the things that aren't you, it's impossible for you to not be more you in the world. It's impossible for you to not be in your sweet spot in the world and being your true self.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the second part to it we always talk about is it protects yourself. These are these clear boundaries in your life. And when you have clear boundaries, everything in life is easier. So now, as a note for you, the listener, Gino mentioned at the outset, we are going to take a deep dive into each of these disciplines in the upcoming episodes that we record together. So I encourage you to listen to them as they're released and try to listen to them in order if possible. What I'm going to do now is just read you the 10 disciplines so you know exactly what they are if you're not familiar with them. And discipline number 1 is 10-year thinking. Discipline number 2 is take time off. Discipline number 3 is know thyself. Discipline number 4 is be still. Discipline number 5 is know your 100%. Discipline number 6 is say no often. Discipline number 7, don't do $25 an hour work. Discipline number 8, prepare every night. Discipline number 9, put everything in one place. And discipline number 10, be humble. Okay, so there you have it. The other thing I want to share with you, the listener, is I want to encourage you to take the true self-assessment after this episode. You can go to the10disciplines.com to do that. And then once you've listened to every episode where we take that deep dive into the 10 disciplines, go ahead and take it again and see if your scores may have changed. They may have gone up, they may go down now that you have a better understanding of what we mean by each of the disciplines.
And Rob, if I may jump in there, because I'm not sure where you're taking us next, but I want to just add this right here. So please don't lose your thought. But as you read through them, I'm feeling compelled to help our audience kind of understand the history and the credibility behind these 10 disciplines, because I want them to know we're not practicing on them and we're not making shit up here. So, because there is, there's this, I have a 25-year history, almost 25 years of living by these 10 disciplines in my life. And, very frankly, when I put them in a book and you approached me and wanted to take these to the world, I get a little nervous because it's like, these are just the 10 disciplines that worked for me. I'm not so sure they're going to work for anyone else. And so, as the story goes, I was preparing my talk for the EOS conference many years ago and trying to decide the perfect talk. And it hit me a couple months before. I'm just going to look at my disciplines and I'm going to teach those. And that's where it evolved. And so there I practiced it on an audience. They loved it. I then put it in a book. It was well received. And now, shoot forward in time. Obviously, you embrace them in your life. As a result, that's when you approached me to join forces and take these to the world. We now have so many group coaching students that have gone through the group coaching. We have so many readers that we're getting positive feedback. It's working. And so, if nothing else, thank God, I'm not the only one they work on, but for anybody listening out there, these work. And if somebody's listening to this episode and this is the first one they've listened to, I just want to make sure they understand that there's a lot of history and credibility and experience behind these disciplines.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's so impactful. And it's true. I mean, with all the group coaching that we've done and all the clients that have been through this, it's been really remarkable to see the shifts in their lives and the constant feedback that we get. It's really amazing. I mean, I'm receiving emails all the time thanking us for bringing this to them because of the type of impact it's made in their life. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end our time today, Gino. There you have it, the 10 disciplines, high level. We provided context for you. And in our upcoming episodes, as mentioned, you'll hear us going through each one by one. Thanks, Gino. It was great seeing you today.
You as well. I look forward to the deep dive next episode.
Can't wait.
Thank you for listening in today. We truly appreciate you taking the time to spend with us, and please tune in for the next episode. Until then, if you'd like to see where you are on your true self journey, go to shedandshinepodcast.com to take the true self assessment and receive personalized guidance. If you're all ready to begin your inner world journey with Rob and myself, please join us for the next round of the 10 Disciplines Group Coaching Program. We wish you all the best in freeing your true self. Stay focused and much love.